Welcome to the Postpartum Coach podcast, where we embrace our needs as moms, we learn to lead ourselves first, then our families, and where we create our own healing from the inside out to find our way to the work we were meant to do in this world. I'm your host, a fellow mom of 3 and a certified life coach, Lizzie Langston. Hey everybody. So Lizzie here, obviously, but if you're new, hi, I'm Lizzie Langston. I am a mama of 3 and a certified life coach. I am the postpartum coach and I run this podcast. Hello. I wanted to tell you, I was interviewed by a professional magazine article writer. I don't know what her title would be. A magazine writer and a writer. So I'm not sure which publication, the story will appear in. I'll let you know as that comes to fruition. But in the meantime, I recorded myself talking to her and I just felt prompted to share a little bit about my vision for the work that I do. And so in the portion you're going to hear, this is just a little bonus episode. It's a pretty short snippet, but in what you're going to hear my vision as I work with Christian and Latter-day Saint LD, which are also Christian, but members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, women specifically, as I work with those groups, those two groups, which I really feel like is just one group of women, and serving them with postpartum anxiety and depression. I just loved like the spirit that was present, and just truly, I love what I do. And it is so far beyond, making money and providing for my family, although that's really important to me too, obviously. But there's just something special about the timing of this work in the world today. And for those who want to hear it, I have in this snippet, I'm taking her through the process of what I teach women when they come work with me. Obviously, it's all tailored to them one-on-one. And so you're going to hear me talk about the overall curriculum and the boxes that we check in the work that I do with moms, and my vision for this work in the context of the greater world and of God and His kingdom too. So enjoy. So part 1 is reconnecting to the body and restoring it. We're releasing a lot of emotion. So it's kind of like the 3 R's: reconnect, restore, and release. And then, and I want to make a side note here. You think about the restoration of the church, right? And President Nelson has said that there is so much more to come. I believe that what we're seeing among women specifically is a restoration from being, and this isn't to blame the church or men at all. There's no blame here, but from being a little bit, I think it's really, at the end of the day, it's women. If there's anyone to blame, it's just us, right? Like not stepping into our power, not, creating safety for ourselves to come forward, but there is no blame. I don't want, but it's like women are going from the shadows to the forefront, and they're going from, like disequal marriages to marriages that are, what is the word? Egalitarian. Some of us are making this shift quicker than others, and there's a lot of culture at play there and gender roles, and that's okay. It's fine. That like nothing can stop the work of the Lord, and I like to believe that everything is as it should be. And I don't even claim to be a feminist. I'm not, it's just that maybe I am. I don't know. Like, I don't even know what that word really means, but I just, in a spiritual frame and in a spiritual context, I do see in the work I'm doing with women Latter-day Saints, I see a restoration. I see the Lord restoring women at the front lines of the future generation. And I believe there's a purpose in it. I believe this time is here for a reason. And personally, I think that's the millennium. I think that our Heavenly Mother is a big part of things upstairs that we don't even know about because she's protected, right? We don't hear about her as much, and I love that. But I wonder how much, happening in heaven, do we fully even understand gender? And do we fully even understand what it is to be woman and what it is to be man? And I think that as we continue to progress eternally, we'll better understand that. But regardless, I do feel so honored to be working with women, Latter-day Saints, and just good Christian women. So going back to my process, we've got part 1 is restore, release. Well, we're restoring, right? By releasing and reflecting and like getting into our body and stuff. And then the next part is learning that our thoughts, we are creators, and our thoughts in our brain create the world that we live in our body and in our mind. So in other words, if I have a thought like, I just can't, that was one of my biggest thoughts when I was depressed, is like, I just can't do this. I just can't. Literally, I created that reality, right? Yeah, I just can't because I just couldn't. I literally disempowered myself through my thinking. So in phase 2, once we really get the body reconnection going, we start to work with the mind as well. And then phase 3 is restoring again. We are restoring passion, purpose, and playfulness. When we have those 3 Ps, essentially, we are then available to the Lord to do whatever He calls us to do. So by the end of the 6 months, that's my goal, is that my moms are feeling like they can rock the world. They can go do the thing that they have felt compelled to do, or they're now open to receive that from the Lord. And I specifically notice women, I wouldn't say having visions in like a crazy way, but I do encourage women to ask God to show them a vision of, kind of like a patriarchal blessing. And I do see women just claiming their full power. I think power is like another P. Passion and purpose and playfulness kind of equal like our ability to access our power and to stand in it. All right, my friends, that is the rest of the audio clip. I absolutely am in love with what I do with women, and I am so passionate helping them. I tend to draw a lot of women who own businesses or run businesses or maybe they want to become a coach or are coaches. I tend to attract a lot of women who, even if they're in the throes of like depression and anxiety in their motherhood, or they had a lot of birth trauma, these women just have like their spirit and vision is like deep. And I love to help dust off people's spirit and vision by getting them through the postpartum anxiety and depression and birth trauma that they've experienced. So I love you guys. It is the end of my work day. My kids are finding me. Time to get out of the office. I'll catch you next week. Take care. Hey, Lizzie here. I've helped dozens of postpartum moms just like you to manage their postpartum anxiety and deconstruct their postpartum depression. It's really easy for me. So if you're ready to feel better, I know the way. Let's chat on the phone. Set up a time by going to LizzieLangston.com/consult. It's pretty simple, and I will be calling you soon.